look out the window, and this car is coming right at, it's coming right at my house, and then
They had a fire that started in the kitchen area. Oh, it's over 100, 120 years old.
And they're thinking, and the better deal got them in trouble because there's a lot of shady characters out there.
When things go wrong, people remember who showed up. Over the years, we kept hearing the same thing. Different homes, different problems, different people. But somehow, the stories always seem to lead back to Len. So we spent the day with him to find out why.
How did I meet you, Dean?
In 2000, when I found him and asked him to do some renovation, the house was over 100 years old. Our family had purchased it in the 40s. What he did with it was amazing. I believe it was $85,000. We sold that house. It was worth about $400,000.
Wow.
I'm gonna tell you how good Len is. He's so cool that my mother, who is now 93, made him her son.
I love that.
Okay? Yeah. Well, I have seen him work with some people, or people chose not to work with him, and they went with somebody else because it was a better deal, or they thought. And they're thinking, and the better deal got them in trouble because there's a lot of shady characters out there.
The next home showed why those details mattered. An electrical wiring error led to a devastating fire in a 100-plus-year-old home. And now Len had to look beyond what burned, to the hidden work behind the walls.
How's it going, Oscar?
Hey, how are you?
I'm doing great. So this is an older home. Oh, it's over 100, 120 years old.
Wow.
And they had a fire that started in the kitchen area. And the architect is the one that referred us to this project. So the whole back end of this building we had to rebuild all of it.
Wow.
All this is on fire, so you can tell the new wood from the old wood. You see what she's doing? Here's the old wall. That's the new wall.
Wow, what a difference. A century of life changed by one hidden mistake.
You can see where the smoke was.
Right, yeah, absolutely, yeah. You can definitely tell. Got an old piano. Gonna be a hell of a getting that piano out of here. So, and then we put a washer and dryer up here. So now that guy doesn't have to go down the steps to wash and dry. He's got it up here.
So is it an older gentleman in the home?
Yeah, it's an older guy. And he doesn't want to go downstairs all the time. So this is the plumbing setup for his washer and dryer stackable unit to be right here. So this is a bathroom.
How bad was the damage when you guys arrived?
Oh, this is about $400,000 worth of damage for this whole remodel. So you can see we put this roof on. All this was burnt up.
Wow. The fire showed what can happen when the danger starts inside the home. But Keith's story was different. It was the kind of thing that almost doesn't sound real until you see where it happened.
the way I met Len is a 15 and a 13-year-old had taken their mom's keys to their car while they were at church. The kid lets his 13-year-old sister get behind the wheel, and she comes down the street and she runs right into my house, right through my yard, and she runs right into the side of my house. I had all my blinds up, and I was doing some work in my living room. And I look out the window, and this car is coming right at, it's coming right at my house, and then just stuff flies off the wall, and it's just like an explosion,
Wow. Wow.
It's insane.
Years later, Keith told us a story that made Dean's warning feel real. This time, the damage wasn't from a car. It came from trusting the wrong person.
I had hired this guy to say he was a contractor. He showed some proof that he was doing some construction. Len was really busy at the time, so I took the chances, and I should have did more research. I gave him like a deposit, and then the guy disappeared.
Oh man.
Yeah. So I lost a lot of money by that, through that,
Now Len wasn't just repairing what had been damaged. He was helping Keith finish what someone else left behind.
The car lift right here, and the car lift, you can drive your car in on the lift, raise it, and then park another car underneath it. I have a lot of automotive like memorabilia. This building will completely be filled with it.
Wow.
Yeah, a lot of Seattle history.
Yeah.
Some signs are from companies or buildings, businesses that used to be around here that are no longer here. They let me take their sign off the wall.
What Len pointed out next looked insignificant until he explained what could happen if it was left that way.
One of the things I do is, as I go through some of the jobs, I'm looking for problems. Anytime you have concrete, wood in touch with concrete, it should be pressure treated. And what I noticed is my crew, they built this is concrete, and they didn't pressure treat it. So they're gonna take this one out.
What is the long-term negative impact?
It'll rot faster. This wood won't last as long as this. This one has been injected with chemicals. You see those little splits in it now?
Yeah.
That's what they chemically injected to make sure this wood lasts like 40 years.
Wow, 40 years.
Right, and if you had to use one of these, a regular right here, it may rot in 7 or 8 years.
Then Len showed me something most homeowners never think about until the wind starts blowing.
These are called hurricane grips. See these? In case of an earthquake, it's like riding a bull. It wants to throw you up. It goes to throw you up there. So if an earthquake happened, it wants to throw the top off, which is the roof. This right here keeps it from throwing it off.
Oh,
Keeps
wow.
it tied down. The foundation. You look at these right here. This is what holds it down. Everything's anchored. So if you get a tornado or an earthquake, you're trying to say, this building, we want it to bounce and go right back in place. We don't want it to go apart. So if you see tornadoes and different places, you see the roofs tore off, maybe some of them didn't have these hurricane grips.
Oh, wow.
The more I learned about Len, the more I realized his story started with something simple. Someone gave him a chance.
The best thing that ever happened to me was getting at that boat company. And I was at the wrong place at the wrong I was at the wrong place at the right time.
Yeah.
They wasn't even looking to hire me, but when I got through talking to one of the people upstairs, said, "Come to work tomorrow. We think you sincere." And changed my life. I was 20-something.
Wow.
Company had no black people working for them. I was the only black working for them.
Wow.
But I was scared of him. I was the only black. I ate out in the parking lot. I mean, he stayed upstairs. He was elite. He was upper management. He came back down in the shop and taught me personally. But he said, "No, I'm gonna train you myself." Came down, trained me in 6 months. In 6 months, I was a boss.
Wow.
I had mastered what he taught me in 6 months. But he saw that. He knew I could do that.
Listening to Len, I realized this really wasn't a story about construction. It was a story about what happens when someone chooses to believe in you before you've proven yourself. And over the years, experience taught him that details aren't just details. Sometimes they're the difference between safety and tragedy.
In case of a fire, you wouldn't want to have to go through their fire to try to get out the door. You want to be able to get out this window right here. People don't think about a fire, but when it's a fire, you'll see some people, when the fire department comes, they'll say dead bodies. You can see the dead bodies at the window. stuck. Or you can see them trying to get to the door, but the smoke insulation, they didn't make it. So the fire department comes in and looks and say, wow, tragedy. They can see what the people were trying to do in the middle of the fire. And then they come back and tell that to other people. They change the codes. Every 3 years they change the codes. And they're changing the codes because things happen all the time and they need to change them to make sure it doesn't happen again.
In another part of the same complex, Len showed us another kind of trust.
Mark, come here, let me talk to you for a minute. So Mark has been with me, probably 35 years. I'm trying to get rid of Mark. I've been trying to get rid of Mark for years. Mark, what I found out was that this ceiling shouldn't be touching this wall. They want a 1/4 inch gap to a 1/2 inch gap, and we're going to put some sealant to stop the sound from transforming. So if you put any more drywall up in here, make sure it's a 1/4 inch from the ceiling so we can put that soundproofing in.
On the way to the next stop, Len came back to opportunity and why he believes too many young people overlook the path that changed his life. There's a crisis right now where the debt, a lot of kids are graduating from college and not able to pay off the debt.
The lady I was telling you about, she's got a daughter in college going for a PhD, and she was just saying all the debt that her daughter got.
Yeah.
She can't do nothing.
Yep.
And so that college degree, you do your $100,000. What my grandkids are doing, they can make $100,000 and not have any debt.
That conversation carried us to the next stop. At the college, we met Shannon, someone learning firsthand from Len. Not just the work, but the rooms the work can open.
Did you hear what he just said? He's never had a contract like that. You know how old he is and how many contracts he don't have in and out of his life? For him to say that's the first time.
Wow, yeah.
And she was saying, oh, yeah, there was no punch list. I do my own punch list. When I get done, I walk around and look for things. I police my own work. Mm-hmm. And if you do it with no excuses, all the thing they're gonna say is, we'll call you the next one. One time I did a church for a lady of one door. We put the door in, the contractor that I subbed out didn't do a good job. Bam, I came out and I was putting a foot in their butt. Fix this, fix this, fix that. You know what that lady told me? She said, when I get a job at my house, I'm taking you to mine. Guess what? I just did a $400,000 job for her.
By the end of the day, it was clear Len's work had opened a lot of doors, but he wasn't walking through them alone.
I was a school principal for 21 years, and so I just started into construction like 9 months ago. He's invited me to meetings with him. We went to a meeting at Hoffman Construction. It was like the top builders of color in the state. And so we walk in a few minutes late and the table's full and there's a chair at the head of the table that's empty. And guess who it was for?
Yeah.
It was empty for him. And it was invite only. And he was like, get her a chair. She's here, she's with me.
We started the day wondering why so many stories led back to Len. By the end, we understood. The work opened doors, but Len made sure he wasn't the only one walking through them. This is Local Service Legendz.